What specifically led to contention between President Trump and President Zelensky regarding the mineral deals and the broader peace efforts with Russia, given that before Mr. Zelensky go to the US, he was very much aware with what he will be confronting?
First of all, good morning to you. Good morning, guests and all audience. Actually, about Ukraine and mineral deal, I want to mention the fact that first time Ukraine created this idea approximately in October 2024, so the month before US election, because we understand that we need something to interest President Trump and to exchange for future support of Ukraine security guarantee. But when Trump come to power after inauguration, he say, okay, let's sign this deal, but I will not give you anything from my side. So you give me minerals, I give you nothing. Because he said that, it means that it will be secure, but without direct guarantees. Ukraine said no, there should be guarantee, and that was the reason of, first of all, quarrel during the preparation period to this deal, and finally what we saw actually yesterday night. But the draft of the deal that should be signed from 11 articles, for me, it was not look like a deal. It rather looked like a memorandum in which sides mentioned about the deal that should be signed a little bit further. So in several probably days or months, who knows. But nevertheless, it was such a feeling that Donald Trump needs some show to demonstrate, first of all, not to Ukraine, but to Europe, that Europe, you're now without our support, you are alone, please make more investment in your security and think about your security, because US will not think about that like it was since the end of the Second World War. That was, for me, the main sign from yesterday, even show. I can say that yesterday was like a show, because phrases of some people inside, phrases of J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, who has, for me, started this quarrel. Not President Zelensky started, it's J.D. Vance who started this quarrel. But finally, we received what I received, that President Zelensky didn't sign this deal. But as for me, it was memorandum. It was not serious deal. Now he in London probably will be, because information that I received an hour before our air, that his jet now flying to London. And I think that in nearest days, we will see more talks inside European Union about creation of European military forces. The idea that Emmanuel Macron presented many even years ago, he said that Europe should have its forces, but while US was in game, while US was allied to Europe, in Europe they don't think about that. Now I think it's time to Europe to think about their military forces, to invest money in production of weapons, and to give some part of that weapon to Ukraine. So it will be a hard period for Ukraine, at least next half a year, without probably American support, without Starlink, without intelligence information. But it's a test, first of all, for Europe. So you should more invest in security. And actually what Trump wanted several months ago, even before election, he said that Europe don't spend enough money for their security. As for another reason of quarrel, the fact that Donald Trump started to use a lot of things created in Russian propaganda, and they're far away from the actual reality. For example, Trump said that the NATO was the reason of this war, but excuse me, Ukraine was not in NATO. Ukraine was not invited to NATO. Donald Trump predecessor, Joe Biden, he said that no, we don't want to see Ukraine in NATO. That's why NATO, it was not the reason. Furthermore, after Russia aggression versus Ukraine, Finland joined the NATO. It means plus 1,200 kilometers of border between NATO and Russia, but Russia don't care, because NATO is not a reason. And unfortunately, Donald Trump repeat Russian phrases, and of course, it's irritate both President Zelensky and.
But let me get clear here. You're saying that Ukraine did not want to join the NATO?
Ukraine want to join the NATO, but
right.
Our colleagues from West, from NATO, first of all, I said about Joe Biden, and some others. Even first time Ukraine wanted to be in NATO in 2007, but it was a Bucharest summit where Ukraine received a red light. We received signals that NATO don't want Ukraine to be in NATO. Ukraine wants for whole of history after
Yes.
regaining independence. But I mentioned about this factor because Trump said that NATO is the reason, but Ukraine wasn't NATO and we was not invited from NATO countries. That's why it's lie, but it's not the first time when Donald Trump accused in the White House in lie. Before that, Emmanuel Macron does the same thing. So due to many controversial statements, as for me, that is lie, that even U.S. television says that it's lie repeated by the president of U.S. Of course, it's initiate a reaction from Zelensky, from Macron, and I think from other politicians throughout the Europe.